Saint Felix in Pincis, from the Golden Legend, Lives of the Saints, by Jacobus de Voragine. The name of Felix is accompanied by the words in Pincis, referring to the site where he rests, or because he was martyred with sharp tools, for pinca means awl, or sharp tool. We are told that Saint Felix was a schoolmaster, and used to treat his pupils with extreme severity. Therefore, when he was seized by the pagans and openly proclaimed his Christian faith, he was handed over to the boys of his school, and they stabbed him to death with their styluses. However, the Church seems to hold that Saint Felix was not a martyr, but merely a confessor. At one time, when the pagans wished to force him to sacrifice to idols, he destroyed every image to which he was led by breathing upon it. And another legend tells that one day, when Maximus, the bishop of Nola, had fallen to earth half dead of hunger and cold, for he had fled to escape a persecution, Felix was bidden by an angel to come to his assistance. But as he had brought no food with him, he squeezed into the bishop's mouth the juice of a cluster of grapes, which he found miraculously growing from a nearby thorn. Then, taking the old man upon his shoulders, he carried him to his house, and upon the death of Maximus, he was elected to succeed him. One day, when he was preaching, and his persecutors were closing in upon him, he hid in the ruins of a wall, and in a trice God commanded spiders to weave a web over the entrance to the ruin. Thus, when the pursuers came upon the spider web, they were sure that no one had entered there, and went their way. Afterward, Saint Felix concealed himself in another place, and a woman brought food to him for 6 months without once seeing his face. Finally, with the return of peace, he came back to his church, and it was there that he fell asleep in the Lord. He was buried at the gates of the city in a place called Pinci. He had a brother, also named Felix, who manifested great courage in the midst of persecution. The heathens wished to force him also to sacrifice to their idols, but he said, "You are the enemies of your own gods, for if you lead me to them, I will breathe upon them as my brother did, and they will be destroyed." It is also related that Saint Felix kept a garden, and once, when thieves came in to steal his vegetables, they felt themselves compelled to till the garden all night long, and Saint Felix found them so engaged in the morning. In response to his greetings and thanks, the thieves confessed their evil designs, and the saint kindly sent them off. Another day, certain pagans, who had come to lay hold on him, felt an unbearable pain in their hands. And as they cried aloud at the pain, the saint said to them, "If you desire that your suffering end, say, 'Christ is God.'" They said it, and were cured. Then the priest of the idols came before him and said, "Lord Bishop, my God has fled at the sight of thee, saying to me that he could not bear thy holiness. If then my God fears thee so much, how much more should I fear thee?" And Felix instructed him in the Christian faith and baptized him. Once, Saint Felix saw the pagans praying to the god Apollo, and he said to them, "If Apollo is a true god, let him tell me what I hold in my hand." For he held in his hand a scroll on which the Lord's Prayer was written. But the god remained silent, and the pagans were converted. When Saint Felix felt that his end was approaching, he celebrated the Mass, and having exhorted the people to dwell in the peace of the Lord, he stretched himself on the floor of the church in prayer and breathed forth his spirit.